Mm, Hi guys, welcome to my talent tutorial. So today we'll be creating a basic talent job which reads from a file, delimited file, and how it loads into a database. So I'm using Talend 8 as a tool, and then I'm using MySQL database. So we will learn how to read a file. If you can see, I have a file called address. It has four fields: ID, last name, first name, city, and the comma is a column separator. So we will be reading it and then loading into a database. So let's start. So we'll create a new job. So you can say like we are reading a csv file and trying to load into a database. We'll rename accordingly. um, so now I'm trying to read a date file. So I'll use a component called as tfileinputdelimited. So here I'll give the path of my file. So we have address, and as we see here we have comma as a column separator. So we'll update it. First row is header, and we have to define schema as well. According to the file, its headers will be id, and last name, first name, and city. Last name, first name, and city. Id we can keep it as integer. Other we can keep it the string with some lengths. Let's say everything is 50. So now it should read the file from this path, address.csv. Now before loading to database, we will print it and we will see like how the file is processing the data. So we will have a main link. Now we will see the schema. It's sync. If it is not sync, then we will use a sync column. So this is a component called as tlogrow, which prints the data in the processing mode. So now let's run and see if it is able to print the data. Yeah, so it's able to print. We can change the mode. So let's see in the table mode. We will have a better view of data in table mode. We'll run it again. Yeah, as we see, like we have all the fields, last name, first name, city, and according data, 5 rows has been read and then loaded into like printed. So this tlogrow is a very useful component. It says like now my t file input delimited is able to read the data correctly from the file system. Now I'll use a database component which will load my db database, like my file to database. I can use tdb output component. I have this. I'm using mysql, so I'll use the same. And now I have to give some details of host, port, etc. So I will say like I'll edit connection and I'll get all the details from here. Server is localhost. uh, Port is default. This database is first. Username is local. Table is we can create a new table which is not created. So now action on table, like we'll say drop table if existing, create, so that if it is existing it will not fail. Action data is insert. Schema will for having schema we need to add a link so that schema is transferred from source to target as it is. We'll have a main link. Let's see tdb output, see the schema. Now we have schema correctly transferred. Now let's try to run the job and see what happens, if data is loaded or not. We encountered some error. It means we have some db issues here. So let's see what is there. We have localhost, first local address. I think I did not give the password. I'll give a password. Yeah, after giving correct password, I see all the 5 rows are processed. Now we will go to database to see if we have table created with the address and correct data has been loaded. So start from address. Yeah, it's created. Now let me execute this. Yeah, as we see, like five different rows has been loaded: id, last name, first name, and city. So yeah, so this was a component for today. So in the next videos we can learn how to parameterize things and how to not hard code this connections, etc. So thank you for now.